Hello guys, and welcome to another plan with me. This week we're going to be planning the 26th through the 3rd of February to March. I am going to be using the ladies night kit, which is actually kind of ironic because we did not have girls night this week, but you know, this is what we had planned, so we're going for it. This is from ScribblePrintsCo, and yeah, extra boxes there. It was my, or these extra boxes, I don't know, it's just different hand colors with boxes in the kit. I'll just use the ones in the kit because I am lazy. We have got my script sampler, or my custom multi, the doodle sampler. I used a bunch from there. And then I am using the shine bundle in hollow pink flower, which is obviously stunning. Ugh, love it. So we're going to jump right on into it. I am going to be using my Printpression SPC Edit Planner. And yeah. Pull out my sheets. Ugh, I hate planning on a week that has day extenders on the other side. God, it's so floppity. Really? We're going to do this? Ugh. I'm so sick of this camera. Fucking A. There we go. Okay. So, let us begin. So I need 8. There's no tall box. 7, 8, 9. I need 11 boxes, so that's 8, 9. 10, 11. Gonna use them all, baby. I don't love the hand with like the manicure here, but it's fine. It's fine. So, Monday the 26th was pretty normal. We had a really tiny post office drop because it was literally just orders that I had gotten done on Sunday, but I still wanted to get them out. So we went and did that. We got groceries. We got McDonald's soda pops. I don't think we got breakfast. And then I came home and I had a ton of filming to do. I was behind on Plan With Me's from being out of town, so I had to do one from 2 weeks prior, as well as film my Disney Plan With Me. Basically the 2 Plan With Me's prior to this, to get all caught up. So I did a ton of filming, especially because like Disney Plan With Me's take forever. I also had to like lay down all of the like that whole week in my regular planner first, because I hadn't done that yet. It's horrible. It's like every time I leave the state, this eczema on my fingers and my leg really clear up and everything is good, and then I come back home and it's bad again. I'm going to be using these hole protectors. These are Whole Choice 3. This whole left side of the page is called Weekly Essentials in the Shop, and then I will be using the date numbers. They are in Font Choice 5, as well as Days of the Week scripts in Font Choice 2, unfoiled. So yeah, I did a ton of filming, and then I did some work stuff. I'm pretty sure like I printed organized orders, did a bunch of real work, did just like a bunch of random stuff. Did the laundry, and then y'all, this is week 1 with my Kindle, and I read 4 books this week. 4 freaking books. So on Monday, I was finishing up Dungeons and Drama. I ended up giving that book, I think, 4 stars. It was very cute. Maybe I might have given it 5. Now I gotta look. You can always follow me over on Goodreads. It's just my name, Hannah Zajas, Z-A-J-A-S. Hannah Zajas, as everybody thinks that it is. I'll just go to my reading challenge. Nope, don't want to go to that. We'll go to my red books. Okay. I give it 5 stars. It's called Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. I gave it 5 stars. It was so very cute. So the next day was horrible. I woke up, walked into the kitchen to change the wax, and somehow overnight something fell in the pantry and it knocked over a thing of rice. The rice exploded everywhere, and now it's almost a week later and I'm still finding rice. It was horrible vibes, so I had to clean up all the rice. Ugh, it was so bad, guys. So freaking bad. Oh my god. So that's how my morning started, and then this is the week that I had this newfound sleep schedule where I woke up at like 7 in the morning every day and then was so tired in the evenings. I don't know if it's like fixed, but like, because last night I had a lot of nightmares and so I was up so late, and I did actually sleep till my alarm today at 8:30, so I don't know how late I would have slept, but weird times. But I got up and I started working, and like, I'm not gonna make Chris get up because my sleep schedule is wackadoodle. So I was just working by myself, chilling, vibing, and then Chris got up and we worked for a bit. And then of course we had to go to Cabo Bob's because it's our Tuesday tradition. It was also leap day. The leap year this year is just so interesting, you know. But yeah, so we got Cabo Bob's, came home, watched a bunch of YouTube. I talked with my sister on the phone because we've been doing, I actually talked to her the next day too, but I didn't mark it. But we have been doing this thing where like each month we send each other like one of our 5-star reads. It's supposed to be from that month, but if you don't have any from that month, or if you do, like for example, I think there's a 0% chance she would like that Dungeons and Drama book because she does not give a shit about D&D. And I feel like you have to like kind of care about D&D to like get the full like love of that book. I literally put this down sideways. Okay, it's saying a little sideways. That's its journey. Yeah, so basically I don't think she would like that, so I didn't like pick that. But we were talking about that, getting that situated. She had read Hidden Pictures, loved it. So we talked about that for a bit. And then I read. This was the day that I started reading The Lost by Natasha Preston. And I'll go into like what I felt about it in the next. Hollow Heart Flower is so cool. Day. So Wednesday we did not have girls day because Andrea was really stressed out and was like desperately wanting to get caught up on work, which I totally get. So I was like, listen, let's just not do girls day, it'll be fine. So, and she wasn't feeling good because of allergies. So I worked all day, watched YouTube. The new episodes of Love is Blind came out, so I watched both of those. And then this was actually the day that I received, which I am still in shock over, like my biggest order that I've ever had. So I wanted to mark that because that was crazy times. I just like am in disbelief that like people give a shit about me. So that was awesome. And then I did finish The Lost. I immediately called my sister when I finished that book because I was so mad. I bought it because she introduced me to, what is with me putting things, do you see how crooked I put that down? I mean, it's staying, but it looks horrible. Hopefully when I put stickers on top of it, I can like curb it a little bit. But she had introduced me to this author with like a book that she had picked for that like thing that we're doing called Awake by Natasha Preston. Loved it. Ended up giving that book 5 stars. Whatever. So I was like very into the idea of reading another one of her books. My sister had like rated this one pretty high. I had decent ratings, and it was potentially this, but Haley had told me, Haley is my sister, that she stopped reading this author's books because the endings were like really bad, like so stupid. And like she had said that about Awake, and like the ending wasn't stupid. So I was like, she is so dramatic. No, this was the worst ending of a book in the entire world, and I ended up giving it 3 stars because the ending was so bad. Like it lost an entire star. I almost made it lose 2 stars because of how horrendous the ending of this book was. It was so freaking bad, the ending. I was pissed. So that happened. Then Chris came to bed and we watched Dimension 20. Thursday, I worked and watched YouTube, of course, because that's just like what I do. This was the point in the week we started being bad about getting fast food. So we got, I think I really wanted Panda this day. So we went to Panda. Listen, it is what it is. I was PMSing. Had to have it. Then I came home and I read this evening. This was the day that I started the selection per, definitely per, like, request, I guess, of my friend Shanna. She's been begging me to read it, and I'm like, oh my god, fine. But you have to read, because I don't like fantasy, and she does not like thriller mystery, so she agreed to read a thriller mystery if I read it. So I read it. I gave it like a 3.5-ish. 3 on Goodreads, because you can't do 0.5s on Goodreads, but like a 3.5. It was like this, it was one of those where my friend Emily said it the best. The story is interesting and I want to know what happens, but I just didn't really want to read it. I was just like excited to be done. I hate it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, my eyes kind of glazed over during all of like the politics part of like how the selection worked and what was happening to the country and I was literally sitting there like, I don't think I could care less if I tried, simply. So that part was like not good. So we'll see if I continue on with the series. It's like a 20% chance that I will, because I'm not really like loving this time in my life. And not to mention 20. Friday, I got up in the morning and I just kept waking up so early and like whatever. So it's like, I'm treating myself because this sleep schedule is horrid. And I'm gonna go get a McDonald's Diet Coke. It's exactly what I did. I went and got a soda pop, came home, began my work day. And then Chris wanted McDonald's for lunch, so he went and got us McDonald's for lunch. But I think it's embarrassing to go back again, so I stayed home. And he went and got us that. And then this day I started reading The Inmate by Frida McFadden, which, like, I love Frida McFadden books to begin with, but my friend Madison had told me to read that one, and yeah, so I read, I think, like 60% of it that night. Frida McFadden books read so easy. They're just so quick, easy, fun reads, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5, which, I mean, I didn't get to it till the next day, but I'm just telling you a little early that I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it was very good. But so I read that. I played a bunch of BGA that night and then watched Dimension 20 with Chris. Saturday morning, same shit, different day. Went, got a Diet Coke, came home, worked, watched YouTube. But we did have game night this night. It was 4-person game night because Tony was out of town. And we played The Lost Ruins of Arnak. We played Isle of Cats. I think that was like it, really, because Arnak took a bit. And yeah, we're gonna play another game. Then we honestly all just kind of sat there and shot the shit for like an hour. It was a wonderful time to be alive, simply. So yeah, we did that, and then I got my period that day. I think that was the garbage trucks. So I did not feel like fantastic. Kind of felt like shit. So came home and finished The Inmate, which was wild, literally wild times, the wildest ride in the wilderness, some may even say. And then I began reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have since DNF'd it. I don't think it's a bad book at all. I understand why people like it. It just like was not holding my attention very well, and I just kept I can tell that I'm not into a book if I like look at my phone a lot. And I was with this book looking at my phone, like not even usually, like it's pretty normal for me to look at my phone in between chapters. That's like the Frida book, I was not looking in between chapters. The selection book, I was looking at my phone in between chapters. But with Yellowface, I was looking at my phone during the like I couldn't even get through a chapter without looking at my phone. So that was kind of like my way of knowing that that book was just not for me, which I think is fine. Not every book is going to be for everybody, and you're allowed to just move past something that's not bringing joy. Life is too short to read books that aren't grabbing you. I've got too many books to read, you know what I mean? So I simply had to move on with my time. And so I did DNF that book, which again, I think is a fine, okay thing to do. So she is not being read. And then nothing was sounding good the next day, so we'll get there. But Sunday, I woke up and I just like actually felt like butthole because of my period. So that was horrible vibes. I got Diet Coke and hash browns that morning because I knew I needed to take some pain medication, and a lot of the times when I take medicine or anything like on an empty stomach, it makes me not feel good. So I was like, let me get a little hash brown in my stomach. Came home, did a bunch of work. I worked a lot this day. Binge watched YouTube while I was working. Where are the headers? Oh, there. Yeah, I binge watched a lot of YouTube while I was watching a bunch of book videos because I'm just really in like the book zone currently. And then me and Chris went for a walk. Now that it's getting nice out again, I want to get back into our walks, and it did help. They say that exercising can help with cramps, and I did feel like very like rejuvenated once we got back. So I was glad to have done that. And then I like I said, I DNF'd that book. I read to like 20%, and I was just like, I can't do this. And then like I tried starting so many different books and nothing was hitting. I think part of it was like I just had a lot of like bad things going on that evening. I'm not even gonna get into it. So I was just like not feeling anything. So I read like a couple of chapters of Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. That's what I'm currently reading. I think that is gonna be like the one that sticks for right now because I read her first book, Every Summer After, and really, really, really liked it. It gave very Love and Other Words vibes. And it was really good, and so I'm hoping this one's good. I have not heard as good of things about this one because it has every romance reader specifically is least favorite trope. So, I mean, I would not classify myself as a romance reader. I, like, here and there will read a romance because I'm trying this thing where I don't read the same genres back to back because I think that gets me very burnt out. So it's usually thriller, something else, thriller, something else, thriller, something else. So I did thriller, then I did romance, then I did thriller, then I did fantasy, then I did thriller, then I was gonna do literary fiction, but I just could not get into it. So I'm gonna go with literary and then a romance. I do have the romance book that my sister got for me to read for her next pick, which is, I did read Twisted Love about a year and a half ago, and she saw that I had read that, and she was like, oh, like, I love the Twisted series. I'll just get you the second book in that series, which I'm gonna be honest, I do not at all remember what happened in the first one, but I don't think you need to. I'm pretty sure they are, like, I think the terminology is interconnected standalones, where, like, it's the same cast of characters, but you don't have to, like, you can read what, you don't have to read them all. You can read just like 1 and 4. You could read this one and that one. Like, it's not necessary to the story for me to like completely remember it. So I'm pretty sure I will be fine, even though I don't remember for the life of me what happened in the first one. I think it'll be A-O-frickin-K, you know? I don't know, so that is what I'll probably read next after this, which does mean I'm going to be reading 2 romances back to back, but maybe I'll read a thriller in between. We will see. Because I did also start like a thriller book, but then it was 3rd-person POV, and I was like, I do not have 3rd-person POV in my system right now. I don't know why anybody writes like that. Those books are always so hard to read for me. For your girl. But yeah, so I read. Chris and I watched Dimension 20. I passed out super early. I had nightmares all night though, so slept like assery. And yeah, that's the base. We'll zoom in and do the day by day. Can we just take a minute to appreciate this foil? Simply. Simpler. Okay. Let's get into it, my guy. Monday, the first thing we will put in here is the whole, you know, post office situation. post office drop, and then we will do groceries, and then we will do Mickey D's, and then filming. Perfect. So for PO drop, I'm going to use the envelope from the Mini Icons sheet in hollow pink flower. That's what I'm getting at. Maybe this lighting is better. Yeah. And then I'm going to use a PO drop custom from my custom multi, and this is in font choice 2 in hollow pink flower. For getting groceries, I've got the grocery cart icon from the Mini Icons sheet in hollow pink flower, as well as a groceries custom and hollow pink flower in font 2. For McDonald's, I have the fast food icon. We do have those mini icons as a full sheet in the shop. If there is anything you want to see as a full sheet, just let me know down below. And a McDonald's script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. For filming, I'm going to use the planner from the Doodle add-on for the kit, as well as a film script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. Down here, I am going to, first and foremost, mark work. And then we will mark laundry, reading, in dimension 20, baby. Colors in this kit are really fun. So for working, I'm going to use this laptop from the Doodle add-on, as well as a work script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. For laundry, I've got the laundry basket icon from the Mini Icons sheet, as well as a laundry script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. For reading, I've got the book icon from the Mini Icons sheet. We do also have that in full sheet in the shop, as well as a read script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And then I do have the TV icon from the Mini Icons sheet, as well as a custom dimension 20 script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. Up here, the first thing that I am going to mark is the whole rice incident, and then I will mark working, as well as me and Chris getting lunch. So for the incident, I'm going to just use this cleaning icon from SPC with a custom WTF in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. For working, I'm going to use the retro computer from the Doodle sampler, as well as a work script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And for me and Chris getting a Cabo Bob's, I have the like nacho chip with the guacamole from SPC, as well as a with Chris custom font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And down here, I'm going to mark YouTube binge. We'll use this big old green box. And then I will mark that I talked with my sister, that I read me book, and Chris and I watched Dimension 20. Okay, so for YouTube binge, I do have the YouTube laptop from the Doodle sampler, as well as a YouTube binge custom in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. For talking to my sister, I have the like smartphone icon from the Mini Icons sheet, as well as a talk to sis script font choice 2, both hollow pink flower. I'm gonna mark reading the exact same way as I did before, as well as Dimension 20. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I will be marking is work. And then the second thing I will be marking is YouTube binge. I hope I don't like two patterns next to each other like that. Put that back on there. Grab this one. Okay. So for work, I do have a retro computer from SPC, as well as a work script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And then for YouTube binge, we do have the YouTube heart from SPC, as well as a YouTube binge script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And then for watching the new episodes of Love is Blind, I do have this little thing. I'm gonna use that. Then for getting that sale that shook me to my core, we'll use this. And then I did read, light pink. And then we watched Dimension 20. Perfect. Okay, so for watching Love is Blind, I have the Netflix laptop from the Doodle Sampler, as well as the TV time script from the foil bundle. That's font choice 4 and Hollow Pink Flower. Then I'm going to use the money icon from the mini icons sheet, as well as an OMG script in font choice 2 and Hollow Pink Flower. Then for reading, I'm going to use the book stack from the Doodle Sampler, as well as a read script in font choice 2 and Hollow Pink Flower. Then for watching Dimension 20, I am going to use a D20 from SPC, as well as a Dimension 20 custom in font 2 and Hollow Pink Flower. And that's the first half. And Thursday, we'll mark work and YouTube binge. Nothing crazy up here. Okay. So for working, we have got the we have a laptop from SPC, as well as a work script in font 2, Hollow Pink Flower. For YouTube binge, I'm going to use this YouTube heart from SPC, as well as a YouTube binge script in font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. And then down here, we will mark getting the good old Panda, I'm pretty sure is what we got. And then that I did a lot of reading. I spent a lot of time reading this evening. And we watched Dimension 20. Okay, so for getting fast food, we do have the fast food icon, as well as the fast food script, which comes from the foil bundle. It's font choice 5. For reading, we have got Lottie with her stack of books, and I have the read script from the foil bundle, but it's font choice 3. And for Dimension 20, I'm going to use this D20 from SPC, as well as the Dimension 20 custom. Then up here, the first thing I am going to mark is that I went and grabbed a sody pepperoni from McDonald's. Then I worked. And then we had double McDonald's because Chris went and got us McDonald's for lunch. So for getting the soda, I do have the Diet Coke can from SPC with a custom soda script in font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. For working, I've got the sticker from SPC, as well as a work script in font choice 2 and Hollow Pink Flower. And then for getting McDonald's, we've got Lottie with her Happy Meal, as well as a takeout script from the foil bundle. That's font choice 6. And then I did read. So we'll put that in. We played a bunch of BGA this day, so we will put that in, and then watch Dimension 20. I'm going to use this because I already pulled it up. Perfect. So for reading, we have the stack of books from SPC, as well as a read script, font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. For BGA, I do have a paw icon from the mini icons sheet, as well as a custom BGA script, font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. And then for Dimension 20, we've got the D20. I don't remember what shop that's from, though. And then a custom Dimension 20 script. Friday, same thing. Got another Diet Coke in the morning because I'm addicted. And I worked and had a YouTube binge. So for going to get a soda, I'm just going to use the car icon from the mini icons sheet because I just went through the drive-thru. And then I do have a Sodi custom in font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. For working, we've got the printer from SPC, as well as a work script, font choice 2, Hollow Pink Flower. For YouTube, we've got the movie clapper, as well as the YouTube binge script from the foil bundle, but that is font choice 4 and Hollow Pink Flower. I'm gonna put this in not the correct, in a different order, which the order I'm actually putting it in makes more sense. So got my period, and then we had game night, and then I came home and read my book and DNF'd my book. Well, actually I didn't DNF my book this day. The DNFing happened the next day, but So for getting my period, I'm just gonna use the panties icon from the mini icons sheet, as well as an F my uterus script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And then for game night, we've got Lottie playing cards from SPC and a game night custom, font choice 2, hollow pink flower. Then for reading, we've got Lottie with her stack of books, as well as a read script in font choice 2, hollow pink flower. And then for Sunday, the first thing we're gonna mark is F my uterus, because I did not, and I repeat, did not feel good. Nope, I don't want to use this. Okay, I meant to grab the dark pink. There we go, dark pink. And then we can use this to mark getting soda pop. And then we can use this to mark working. Oh, working. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do the whole panties and F my uterus again because I did not feel good at all because of the dang uterus. And then for soda, I'm going to use the car icon from the mini icons sheet. I'm marking it the same way as the day before. Then for working, we've got another printer icon from SPC with another work script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. Then for watching videos, I have this just this label period. And then I will use this to mark duty this way, to mark going on a walk. And then I'll mark this for reading. And then I will use this to mark watching dimension 20. So for binge watching TV, we do have the retro TV from the Doodle sampler. And then I have a binge watch script in font choice 5, hollow pink flower from the foil bundle. I'm gonna use the sneakers from the Doodle sampler, and then I'm just gonna use the workout script from the foil bundle. And then for reading, I'm gonna use this book stack from SPC with a read script in font choice 2 and hollow pink flower. And then finally, we're gonna use a D20 with a custom dimension 20 script. That's everything, guys. Let us zoom out. It's kind of a very boring ass week, but hey, that's my life. Here it is, guys. Here is the finished Beautimus spread. The foil looks so good. And everything we have left over, I used quite a bit of that sheet. I only used like maybe 1/4 of that sheet, only like 1/4 of that sheet. I used 2 stickers off of that sheet. A bunch of that left. We have some stuff there and there and there, some boxes, some scripts, some flags and deco, movie marquees, date covers, days of the week or whatever, and some underlays. But that's everything, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, then well, give it a thumbs down. Either way, you're helping out my channel. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.